What to Expect as You Age, a resource guide for seniors, is prepared as part of the College and William and Mary MBA class entitled Renaissance Manager during October 2018. Specifically, this presentation is a reflection on our design thinking group project on aging in place. We hope you enjoy reviewing the design thinking process with us. Aging in place is a complex and personal topic for seniors and their families, and there is no one solution. Each decision is as unique as each senior. So how can seniors and their families prepare for this complex period of their life? The solution our team created to help seniors age in place is What to Expect as You Age, a resource guide for seniors. Although our guide does not cover every topic associated with aging, it contains the necessary information. Through thought-provoking discussion, connections to national and local resources, and personal stories from their peers, seniors can use our guide to help navigate the complexity of aging in place and find the best solution for them. To begin the design thinking process, we started by interviewing seniors and gaining perspectives from our intended end users. From the field research with end users, we built a character profile of a senior. Meet Susie, a 70-year-old senior who is recently retired. Susie now lives with her son and his family in a new state. Susie moved in with them once she retired in order to adjust to her new financial situation. In their home, Susie has her own suite in the house, which includes a bathroom, sitting room, and bedroom. Susie was able to decorate her suite with items from her old home, but she did have to downsize to fit in her new, smaller space. She misses having all of her mementos around as they represent memories. The process of downsizing and moving was emotional for Susie. She was unable to bring her much-loved 10-year-old Labrador, Dusty, with her due to one of her grandchildren having asthma. Dusty was an important part of Susie's life and was a wonderful companion to her. He is sorely missed. Susie is happy that she is surrounded by family and enjoys having dinner with them daily. Susie helps prepare meals and enjoys cooking for family. Contributing and doing her part gives Susie a sense of purpose. She also feels included in their lives as shared dinners give them a place to interact and talk about their day. Susie is able to drive short distances, like to church and the grocery store, but does not drive long distances or to unfamiliar locations. Susie also attends her grandchildren's events as she is able, and is often a part of carpool duty. Picking up her grandchildren from school allows her to build a strong relationship with them and allows Susie to feel like she is contributing to the household and not being a burden. Susie is an active member of the local senior center where she enjoys playing bridge with her weekly card group. Susie enjoys socializing with new people, especially those close to her age, and has enjoyed making new friends. After bridge, the card group often goes out to lunch together at a local restaurant and plans other outings together, such as attending the theater. Susie keeps in touch with her friends who live elsewhere through phone calls, email, and social media. Her grandchildren taught her how to use Facebook, which lets them spend time together and allows Susie to keep up with family and friends. Susie misses seeing her family and friends from her old neighborhood and would like to visit them more often. However, Susie is not comfortable traveling by herself and feels like a burden asking her son and his family to travel with her. Her daughter-in-law helps her manage her health and medication and accompanies Susie to her doctor appointments to listen and help Susie understand the doctor's instructions. Although she is currently mobile, she worries about not being able to care for herself and becoming a burden to her family. Susie plans to live with her son and his family as long as possible. Her greatest fear is to be a burden on her family, but she also does not want to be in a care facility. So, what can we do to help Susie and other seniors live their best life through the aging process? To help us better understand Susie's perspective, we developed a point of view statement. A senior needs to be educated and understand all the options for aging because it will ultimately affect their quality of life and their support network. Next, we ask how might we questions. Our final question is how might we educate seniors to understand all the options for aging since it will affect their quality of life and support network. From this question, we iterated on several solutions and our team decided upon what to expect as you age, a resource guide for seniors, which provides a high-level view of topics applicable to seniors as they begin to make decisions about aging. But would this help our end users? We created a low-resolution prototype of the resource book with a table of contents and a basic description of chapter topics. We showed the prototype to several seniors, asking for their honest feedback through a series of guided questions. Respondents liked the idea of a capstone resource that presented the conceptual idea of aging in place, presenting ideas on a variety of settings to match where and how they wanted to age. The respondents liked an approachable, digestible format with a topical approach and a conversational tone. Respondents offered very specific criticism on the logical progression of the chapters and grouping of chapter content. For example, several interviewees wanted to add a new chapter on preparing and coping with aging. Others wanted to combine specific topics into a higher level chapter on coping. There was specific commentary on balancing helpful content but not overburdening the reader. Several offered constructive criticism on terminology and tone. Questions were raised by the testing experience, such as how to keep resource lists relevant, how to avoid overburdening the reader with lists and lists of resources, how to make this applicable to a broad audience, yet informative to an individual. Is it only a book? Could there be a companion website? Will it be available in other media formats? Why are there no personal stories included in the material? How could that be incorporated? The addition of personal stories to the content should be considered to help readers relate to the subject matter and see a variety of real-life approaches to the subject topics. This will also potentially help strike the balance between reaching a broad audience while keeping the size and scale of the book approachable, which respondents consistently noted as important to them. The table of contents and chapter topics need some more effort, as there was insightful commentary received around rearranging, adding, and/or combining chapters to make them more impactful and palatable to readers. We believe we are generally on the right track with the resource guide. The feedback we received primarily asked us to reconsider how we organized ideas into a consumable format and how we would use user stories to frame and shape the concepts so that they are more relatable and digestible to the reader. The next steps would be to edit the table of contents and chapter outlines to integrate feedback from the prototype respondents. As part of refining our ideas, an important feature is to consider how to make this accessible in alternative media formats, such as presentations or websites. Another key feature would be to reorganize and consolidate several of the topics into overarching sections. In terms of digging deeper, respondents strongly encouraged us to make this more personable and relatable by including the first-person accounts we mentioned to them but did not include. We believe it will be necessary to go back into create mode for feedback
as we iterate chapter organization and layout, as well as seek permission to use our respondents' user stories and curate additional user stories. We expected an epiphany to occur, but quickly realized that through the process of problem setting, the brainstorming aspect presented the options. We were surprised by the honesty and different viewpoints of those that were interviewed. It is not easy to talk about growing older. It was surprising how we were able to find commonality in such diversity. We had to correct the prototype and the table of contents along the way. It wasn't enough on its own to engage the potential consumers. To really get an emotional response that could cause someone to engage in the change, we would need to give personal stories, something the reader could personally relate to. Assuming we had the best topics and the right order did not work. Not featuring space for personal stories in the prototype was a missed opportunity. Asking our seniors for brutal honesty in their feedback did work. In hindsight, we would have spent more time on the prototype with more description of proposed section content before showing to subjects. We also would have spent time on a companion website / social platform, not just a physical book.
The design thinking project for Aging in Place was a positive experience for our team. It showed us that the applications for the design thinking in our own lives are endless. Each member of the group could speak to opportunities in professional settings and their personal lives where they could apply the process. The diversity of the application ranges from the boardroom to team efforts to volunteer opportunities to family challenges. For example, design thinking can be used to solve a complex interdepartmental problem in the workplace where the root cause is unclear and the resolution must be iterated amongst multiple stakeholders in order to manage the ultimate change management process. Each of us are eager to leverage the design thinking process as we tackle wicked problems and identify solutions. If you would like to see the resource guide prototype, please visit the link to review, and we welcome your feedback. We are always looking to improve our process and our resource. This read-only link is only accessible to users who have a William and Mary email address. If you have feedback, it can be sent via email to any member of the group. Thank you.